So a friend of mine is coming over to show me his Tesla. So I believe he got a Model 3. So we're going to go take a look at it when he gets here. In the meantime, we take a peek at this beautiful Valiant. God, I love this car. The simplicity. This will be kind of cool though to see a Valiant, you know, something that represents automotive history, I guess you could say, and then Tesla, which represents, I would say, the future. So this would be really cool when he gets here. I'd say we could hear him coming, like I'm used to hearing so many cars, but I'm not going to.
Stuff on here.
I know some of this stuff, but not. Man,
the map is nice. Huh?
It is
now,
nice.
See, in the X and the S, it's all embedded in the dash. So to save money for the 3, because it's more entry level,
I like
it's
this.
just one big screen. So everything's here,
different.
from windshield wipers to.
I was trying to explain that to Irene, and she's like, "How do you turn on the wipers?" Like, you got to go in the screen. And she's like, well, "What about?" I said, "You want to adjust the steering wheel? Got to do it in the screen."
And you know how to open the glove box? Did you go
from
to
the screen? I forgot about that.
So you go here. You need to open up the glove box.
Is this real wood?
I believe so.
It feels. That is really cool. So the one
it
we.
Feels like it. So
and yours has the Alcantara. I like that.
Down this way to the freeway, or what do you
yeah, that would be the quickest way. There's no traffic right now.
So let's head down this way.
So the one we were in had the white leather and seats, but this was also like a white leather. But I like this better.
Now, one of the things that's cool about this too is when you're taking this on a trip, you can go to energy.
Okay.
And you can see. So this is the range the battery says, but you can use an average of your last 5, 10, or 30 miles.
Okay.
That will give you a more accurate projected range. So, because with regenerative braking, it could be more or less than that.
That's true.
You know, so it's pretty cool.
So when I was driving the X, I almost could drive it with just one pedal.
That's the key. In fact, I was just going to mention that. In fact, I had Cindy. We had to run to the store, and so I had her drive it for the first time.
I love that it shows the cars around.
It does.
I love that.
Yeah, no, it's very, and of course it's it's quiet, no gearing,
Nothing.
So,
it's just so smooth.
It just goes. So we'll head just straight down this way to the freeway, or should we pop over?
Which freeway do you want to go? You want to go 198 or 99?
Which one do you think is probably 190? Well, yeah, let's do 198. We can try 198.
Yeah. So then you would just turn right up here.
Yeah. So do that.
So
yeah, because when you take your foot off of the accelerator, which
it's pretty aggressive.
It really, I mean, it grabs it.
It does, and it
grab it, and it kind of gets you the first time you do. You're like, what is that?
Right, because no traditional car does that. So and the guy that we were test driving with, the representative, not salesperson.
Right.
He's like, I can turn all that off for you. And I said, no. I said, if I'm going to learn how to drive an electric car, leave it the way they have it set up to be.
And some of the blogs I've read, they have, it says on the because of the regenerative braking, people drive at 100, 150,000 miles, and they're only using 1 and 2 millimeters on their brakes. Well, because you don't need your brake except under 10 miles an hour or in an emergency.
And that's not going to use hardly anything.
Exactly. So no, it's a lot of fun. So
I'm assuming you follow Tesla on Instagram.
You know what? I don't. I need to put that.
You should, because they're always posting stuff.
Yeah, I need
and
to put that
there's
on.
a new mode on here, like a romantic mode, and it'll put a fire up in it.
Oh, well, there are what do they call them? Oh goodness, I can't remember what it's called. Easter eggs.
About 90 in the X.
So here's the autopilot. Okay, so we're gonna go 1, 2. Okay, so right now it's an autopilot. Okay, so it's driving at 67 miles an hour max. So I could push that max up, and it'll get me a little bit closer to this car, but it won't. It will keep me. I think I've got it set at 2 seconds right now.
Okay, so you can adjust.
So I can adjust the following distance to 1 second, and then it'll get me a little bit closer. Although that guy's sped up. You want to switch lanes? Now I have to touch the wheel a little bit, but you want to switch lanes? So it'll look, and it'll change lanes.
Now, when you, out of curiosity, because apparently it wasn't standard on the X, the autopilot is not standard.
It's not standard on any of them.
Oh.
But it's either kind of all or nothing. So you either get autopilot, which has cruise control. It's got all the protection stuff because it comes with the cameras, or you don't get it at all.
Interesting.
So it's
yeah, he told me it was a $2,500.
See how it says apply light force, and it starts flashing blue. So you have to grab the wheel, otherwise it'll start shutting itself off. So watch, if I hit, see that car there? I hit this, it's going to change lanes.
Oh, and it turned red. Okay.
So now it's going to change lanes over to the right again.
That is so slick. And what did your dad say about that? Did he just... Because he's pretty progressive, but I know that this is a big...
It's still a little bit of an adjustment. So the only thing you have to watch, and this is usually right here, see when you lose your line, so I'll grab the wheel a little bit, because every once in a while it'll lose its lane. See how it gets a little freaky on
because it's
coming over, and then it comes back over. So it's not a real big deal, but you know, it can, especially if you're driving in LA.
If you're not ready for that.
Not ready for it, yeah, so, because it's actually looking at the lines.
Right. So my truck has where it reads the lines, but it only works above 35 miles an hour or 37 miles an hour. Right. And all it will do is if I go over, it nudges my wheel back in.
So it'll nudge it back in.
So it's not autopilot or anything, but like that.
So we'll go ahead and just take it off autopilot. And you just simply turn the wheel. And
you just turn the wheel and it turns off?
Yep. It'll just stop.
Wow.
So now let's we'll go up here to the Wyndham and have you hop in.
Does Grace like it?
She does.
You have to get her one now.
No, she loves her little. She loves that little Fiat, man.
Well, they make an electric version of it.
I know. Yeah.
But it's only got like 80-mile range.
Yeah, it doesn't have. I looked it up and I was like, oh, that'd be cool. But
they're very affordable though.
Very affordable.
So we have like 4 of those at our office, and part of it is because you can get them for $69 a month lease.
Yeah, I know.
You can't, but
then you plug it in.
It's not anywhere on a caliber of this car.
Well, the problem with 80 miles, like for me, is it's for a commute. I've got a 75-mile.
That's cool. That shows a light. Right. So then you're dead, and you have no cushion.
No
cushion.
I have to plug it in every time I go to work, every time I come home. Whereas this, you know,
you've got. You see, you have 70 miles, so you could theoretically go 2 days without charging, and still have room.
And still have a lot of
room left for if you want to run an errand or whatever like that.
Exactly. Now there is another function on here that is a little hard to get it to do. It can do it parallel as well.
So it'll self-park?
Self-park.
Okay.
But I'm going to see, and I don't know, usually you've got to be between 2 cars, and we'll see if it'll do it right here. But I haven't been successful to get it parked yet, so we'll see if it'll do it. No, not going to do it. So but it should. See how it says hold, so sometimes you have to get it going there. Yeah, it flashes a P when it's ready to do it. So
so it's
nah, it's not going to do it, but that's all right. Okay.
I know those self-parking deals are...
The parallel one, when I test drove it, he was able to get it to do it. He was able to show me how to do it, but you have to drive along like at 5 miles an hour, and then
it has to like read
it has to read 2 cars and think there's enough space. It's cool when it does it, because then it'll just go, it does everything itself. You just hit park, and it just whips the wheel around, pulls in, backs in right.
They tried to show us that in a Mercedes.
Yeah.
And I thought it was going to hit the other car, and he's like, yeah, I don't think it was supposed to do that. And I'm like, he's like, you want to try? I'm like, no, I'm good.
Yeah, I like the way that is. But, you know, it's getting there.
You know, like any technology, it takes time.
It takes time. And it's constantly updating the system. So it's learning not just from my driving, but from, you know, the thousands and thousands.
And you're connected to the internet.
Exactly. So. Yep. Okay, it's your turn. Okay. You gotta try it.
Kevin, you're making me nervous. This is your new toy. So, by the way, Irene said she could see you smiling today. She's like, you can see his grin from ear to ear.
Yeah, it is a lot of fun. It's a lot of fun to drive. And I can hold your camera for you. So
there you go.
Sure. Then
I don't think I closed the door right. I didn't.
Yeah, because it says it's still open. So it does. That is one thing about the doors. Is they
have to.
Snug.
See, the Model X, it just does it for you.
And if you're too close, too far away, just
I'm about your height, so I'm good.
You're good?
I think so.
Yeah, whatever you need to do, because I can go right back to my own. And if you need to set your mirrors or anything like that, so the side mirrors are...
so these.
Yep, and then it's already there, and then you use... Yep, so you know how to do it.
Oh gosh, that is so cool. That is so cool that you could just do it that way.
And then you can click the right mirror and do the same thing.
All right.
And then, of course, the other thing, he's like, and then to adjust this, use your hand. I'm like,
you're like, wait, no,
yeah,
no, that one's fine.
So that's it.
Right.
And then we'll take that off so that way you can see here. And of course, you know, the music, I didn't show you all that, but that's all.
Oh, and you can just tell.
It's like Slack.
Yeah, you can do a voice. So when we were at the test drive, I was trying to close these.
They're really hard.
And so then the thing popped up and said, close it gently. It was like yelling at me.
Yeah, you just go like that, and then you just,
So yeah, it wouldn't do it.
It's kind of weird the way
it's like magnetic, I guess. So it actually, I thought it was cool that it popped up on the screen and said.
See, you know what? And I haven't had it pop up on the screen. Maybe we should drive around with it open. But
well, no. What I was trying to do, I was like, okay, because we sat in the car and I was like, oh, that's. And I kept doing that. I kept doing that, and it would not. See, close lid gently.
It does. See, there you go.
And then I was like, oh, okay.
Well, there you go. So
and I didn't feel like I was doing it. Okay, so this.
So it's very simple. Yeah, you're in park. So there's drive. And then if you hit reverse, you just push it up, and that's all there is to it.
Oh, so it's like the Mercedes has done that for a few years.
Yep.
With the. Oh, the mirrors go down nicely.
Yeah, so the mirrors, as you're backing up, so that way you can see any curbs or anything like that.
Okay.
And then just, brake, and then push it all the way down, and it goes into D. There you go.
We have 2 of these at work already.
Oh, do you really?
Same color.
Oh, have you had a chance to drive them yet?
No.
Oh.
Well, one of them, no.
Okay.
And then we have a Model S. And then our Judge Bocconi, who presides over our juvenile cases, she has a Model X.
Oh, that's
And she got one of the first ones. She was on the list when it first came out. And
because they still are relatively new. Yeah, the X's
like 2 years, I think.
Yep. And then the 3s really over the last 18 months or so.
I'm impressed that they've been able to get it out because it took them a while.
A long time. Yeah. Well, he's still trying to get the standard battery ones out, and that's where it's going to take some time. So.
Right. So one equipped like this is about 45.
Equipped like this is mid 50s.
Mid 50s.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
Because you got it with the autopilot and
with
it's
the autopilot,
the mid-range.
and it's the long range. I got the
long
range
you got
battery.
the long
I got the
range.
long range battery. Yeah.
Okay.
So it's got the autopilot, long range battery, and then the paint. If you don't get black, they upcharge you for the paint.
And I think the pearl is like 1,000.
Yeah. Yep. So, but that's all I did. I liked the wheels the way they were, so I didn't do anything with the wheels. But I did definitely want. There's a problem with if you don't get the autopilot, it doesn't have all the safety features.
Right. So that's I almost feel like you would have to do it.
Yeah.
Now, one thing the guy mentioned to me, he's like, you can do an update over air to get the autopilot later.
Yes.
And I was like, so the car is already.
Yeah, that's not right.
I'm like,
that's not right. Yeah. So if you wanted to try the autopilot, as you're going down the road here, this guy's pulled over up here. But so all you have to do is if you click it once, it just gives you regular cruise control.
So I go once, and now it's cruise. Oh, so it does have regular cruise control.
So it's regular cruise control. So that's your maximum.
Oh, okay.
And then you already got your following distance, see? And so if you want it, and then just click it down twice, and it goes to autopilot. And then you can take your hands off the wheel if you want.
It'll just do its thing.
And you take your foot off the accelerator and all that.
That is really cool.
So that's all there is to it. Now, like I said, when it comes up here, it's going to kind of read that line a little. So yeah, you just kind of keep your hand on it and nudge it. And you'll see the line here will start to wave a little. See how it waves a little? And it comes back in. Okay. It reads those better than when you've got a lane coming on. For some reason, it gets really seeing, so it knows that it's got room.
I just love how it shows the cars around here. I think that is the coolest.
Yep. And so if you want to take it off, there are 2 ways to do it. One is you kind of give the steering wheel a little bit of a push away from it, or you just tap the brake. Either way, and then you're back in control again. So, and you'll hear it go boop boop, and you're back on it.
So this is kind of cool. This kind of tells you when you're accelerating and charging.
So yeah, exactly. That's when you're using battery, and then if you let up on it, it goes to green.
Oh man, it really that takes some getting used to.
It does. That was Cindy, when she drove it, she was like, I would take the guy told me it's kind of like the cars at Autopia, the Disney.
Yeah, it's exactly.
You know?
It's exactly.
There's only one pedal.
Well, it's the same idea though.
But the really crazy thing is even in this car, you can see it's completely quiet. The only thing you get is wind noise
and it's only exaggerated because everything else is so quiet.
In
but
fact,
it's really not. I've been in Hondas that have more tire noise than this.
Oh yeah.
So
it's pretty quiet. Is when you don't have that engine kind of droning on in the background, you can hear everything else. So yeah, it does make it pretty quiet.
It's a pretty impressive car.
It's fun to drive. Yeah, absolutely. So yeah, if you wanted to go up a little bit farther, you could do that. And at this speed, normally, like if you're in a combustion engine,
it has to find its groove.
Yeah, you can get in the left lane, give yourself a little bit of room, and then just give it a little punch, and you'll see what happens. I mean, that's what gets you, is even at this speed, the acceleration is not diminished by much.
I didn't even give it that much.
Oh no, no. I mean, you know, I can,
Wow.
It'll go as fast as your foot will put it down.
Wow. It's just so instant.
That's what takes getting used to, yeah.
And I think that's why I got sick, because I wasn't used to.
It's like being on a roller coaster.
Right. Yeah, I wasn't ready for all that.
Right.
I was like, because I've been in fast cars. I've been in.
And the way.
And there's drama, and this is just.
It's just quiet. It just
goes, and there's no drama. There's no tire squeal. There's no nothing.
No drift in the back end or anything. And it is all-wheel drive.
This is so you have the dual motor one.
Dual motor, yeah. So it's the long range dual motor, yeah. All-wheel drive. And I like the suspension on it too, and the steering. It's
very tight.
Yeah, I actually have it set on the regular relaxed steering. You can make the steering tighter than that.
Wow.
So I won't do it too while we're driving.
Oh,
but,
you can.
Yeah, but if you have it on driving, so right now I've got acceleration is on standard, not chill. Steering mode, you have standard, comfort, and sport. So if you put it on, I don't know if it'll let me do it, I'll put it on comfort, and you can see if that.
Oh yeah, it does kind of.
So there's standard.
Okay, so you can feel it.
There's sport. So,
oh wow, that's a big difference.
Yeah.
Like it doesn't even.
Right.
Wow, that's pretty nice.
And then regenerative braking is on standard right now too.
Which is good. You want to save batteries. I was gonna take this, but
that's right.
We can.
Yeah, of course you can.
Wait a minute. I have power.
And then when you want to slow down, so you can see the regenerative braking is maxed out right now, so that's when you have to use a little.
So the X grabbed a lot harder than this.
Yeah,
it did. But again, it's a bigger car.
It's a bigger car, and it's got a bigger battery and probably a bigger.
Right. So now it's grabbing.
Yeah.
Now it's grabbing.
Yeah, when you're going like 80, if you take your foot off, you feel it, and it's like tapping the brakes, but it doesn't really get it. So.
Wow, that's.
Yeah.
It just takes some getting used to.
And then now under 10, it'll coast pretty much. So.
Yeah. It's the X was a little softer, but it has air suspension on the road. Like it was very not floaty.
No, but this one is that's the other thing too, is I've taken it on drives now, and it has more of a sport suspension,
right?
So it doesn't quite have the
and the steering on the X.
You feel it, and
but it's not a bad thing.
No,
and then
but it is different.
The X also, the steering was super light, like everything, but it's an SUV, so I get who they're trying to attract.
I mean the X, I haven't driven it, but just the way that it looks, I can imagine it's really nice.
Yeah, they definitely can tell, but I mean it's double the price, so it kind of better. It better be pretty nice.
Yeah, and the only other thing is it doesn't pick up like pedestrians quite as well as it does other vehicles and that kind of thing. But,
okay, so the X did pretty good when we were in the parking lot with all those people, coming around. It was picking them up pretty good. But even just the cars, especially now this you can see pretty good out of. But the X,
you can't see
can't see anything.
Yeah.
So that was kind of one of my favorite things, is that it can see.
And when you're going down the freeway too, you can see if somebody's passing you or if they're just right there or what they're doing. And the other thing that I like too is if you're parking or get near something, it'll give you the distance you are
Right, and
from
you
whatever
can-
that object is. It'll say 36 inches, 24 inches, 22
It seems
inches.
very accurate because my
Yes.
truck has the sensors in front and back,
Uh-huh.
and they kind of gives you an idea,
Right.
but not very.
Yeah, and so it's trying to, I think, take all of the technology from internal combustion engines and then wrap it up with the electric engine. But what's crazy is yeah, you're down here, so you slow down and you stop, and there's just the only sound is the sound. I've got the fan on right now,
Right.
so the sound from the fan and the music.
Right. That's just. I guess that person's not gonna walk. She's just gonna stand there.
That's the thing I like about it. Now they're saying they're going to have to put some kind of a noise deal in these eventually for pedestrian safety. They haven't yet, so it's really nice, because it's so quiet.
It is nice. That's. Wish people all drove electric cars at night when they go by my house.
Yeah. Well,
I don't know what they're doing at 2 in the morning that they have to go.
Yeah.
I'm like, I appreciate a
spin
good
the
sounding
tires out.
engine,
Right?
but
not
it's
at
2 in the morning. I'm getting. I'm getting
You're
older.
Tired. You're ready to.
I like
ready
to
go
my.
bed.
I like to be asleep. Well, Dustin, he
Oh, yeah.
refers to me as the elder
Uh-huh. Yep.
because
yep.
he's only 21.
Well, I was gonna say you are his elder compared
And
to
I was
his
just
age.
like, thanks. He's like, well, you are older. And I'm like, it's not fair that I said, just so you know, you look a little older than I do.
Now, one of the things that's cool, and I tried this out, is if you're in traffic, out on the freeway,
Okay.
and it comes to a complete stop, it completely stops. So you can have it set, at 70, 72, 73
So it'll
miles
just
an hour,
keep-
and it's gonna keep that, and it because it's a time distance, it's not a distance. So it'll get
We're
a
pretty
normal
close.
distance. Yeah, it'll get how you would normally drive. It'll get close to that person.
Right. So on my truck, I have radar cruise control.
Uh-huh.
And you can adjust but it's car length. That's it. So
Right.
it gives you you just
However many car
and
lengths.
that's it.
This is number of
But
seconds.
it doesn't work it doesn't work at low speeds.
So this will go all the way down to 0. And you can literally just keep your foot on the floor, and when cars move, it moves.
It's just like, nope, not gonna go.
And the other thing it will do is it shoots out I don't know if it's a radar or sonar or whatever it uses underneath the car that you're following, and looks a couple car lengths in front.
That's
so I was
pretty
I was
impressive.
watching a YouTube video, and they said that there was this guy. He was driving down the road, and he was following this car like this.
Right.
All of a sudden, the car started braking aggressively, and he's like, "Oh, something's wrong. This car's broken." And all of a sudden, the car in front of him slammed into another car. And so
wow.
the Tesla's system had actually seen the accident in front where he couldn't even see it.
Wow.
So yeah,
that's
there's
pretty impressive.
some pretty impressive YouTube videos if you look that up. And even if you don't have the autopilot on, the system's functioning.
Right, as
So-
a safety.
As a safety deal, and so it'll look and it'll say, "Hey, you know what? There's a problem up here," and it'll slam the brakes on.
So my truck will vibrate my seat and flash this red light onto my windshield and tell me there's something up ahead. It's not 100% because there's times. One time I was driving late at night.
There's nothing.
And it freaked me out, but I think it was just trying to wake me up because I was so tired. But there was nothing out there, and I was like, "Ford, what collision? I don't see nothing."
Yeah.
It kind of.
So yeah, and I understand why they want to put the noise in for the pedestrians, because it is incredibly quiet.
I wonder what kind of noise they're going to put though.
I don't know. I think Elon Musk's idea is that if it sees a pedestrian, this is what he's trying to get done. If it sees a pedestrian, it'll send a pleasant tone out and let them know, because the system can see pedestrians. But otherwise, I think the Highway Transportation Safety Board's idea was, well, anytime you're below 20 miles an hour where there's really no road noise, it's going to send out like a
something.
sound.
You would almost want some sort of reverberation noise.
Yeah.
Because that's something with internal combustion engines.
Right.
They have a natural vibration to them.
Yeah, we have a guy at work that absolutely loves cars, like you do, and he has some really nice fast cars.
Okay, I see what you're saying. So here's the truck that's in front of us,
and it can see the car in front of him. Yes, that's it's looking.
Yeah.
In fact, watch when this car starts to move.
Right.
See, it sees the car.
That is.
See, look at that.
That is very impressive. I mean, I didn't realize that.
I don't know exactly how it does it.
I don't either, because there's a truck in front of us.
But it sees the car in front of the truck. So if that car were to slam on its brakes, see, it sees it still.
Wow.
That far up.
That's pretty darn cool.
So,
and I love that it shows what the speed limit is in the area.
Right, yeah. So that's always nice to see. And if you hit cruise control, I've noticed too, even if you're below the speed limit, it will set it for the speed limit. So.
Oh, I did not know that. That's kind of cool. Wow.
It'll either set it at your speed or the speed limit, whichever one's higher.
That's impressive. See, we didn't drive it at night. These headlights, these LED headlights,
they're really nice. Yeah, you probably have LEDs on your truck.
On my truck, it does have LEDs.
I've never had LEDs.
The forward protection stuff, it has to have the LED lights, because it kind of makes sense.
Oh sure, yeah. I've never had LEDs, but yeah, I
had never had them either.
I actually put LED landing lights in my plane about 6 months ago, and so I don't know why I never thought about it doing it for headlights.
Yeah, the first time I drove my truck at night, we were on our way to Fresno. I was like, man, I can really see with these lights. They make such a big difference.
Yeah, it is really cool.
Now, I think Irene's car has LED headlights too, but they're not as bright as these or my trucks. But they're fine. But I guess
I'm sure there are different grades of them.
Right. These are pretty impressive.
And when you're driving, sometimes every once in a while, it'll pick up these parked cars and start going beep, 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 because it kind of freaks out thinking
especially
there's a
when the road.
car.
Oh, I bet on County Center.
Yeah,
because my truck will do that too. Because it's kind of looking straight ahead.
Hey, there's something there.
What are you doing?
Yeah. So you can, and we'll see. It'll show you as you get up here. It'll show you how close you are to your car. So yeah, you can go ahead. It's gonna
I was just going to see. I didn't want to. I wonder if it would park.
See, it'll tell you. See, here's the number of inches there.
Oh, I didn't see that before.
So, like, if you get in there, see, it's saying, hey, look, you're at.
Will it stop it?
No.
Oh,
it'll tell you to, but it won't stop it. You can actually run into something at low speed, but.
Wow.
Yeah. So it tells you how far you are.
Oh wow, and that is actually really neat.
Isn't that cool?
I'm surprised it doesn't have a 360 camera like some of the newer cars do. Because it's got the cameras.
Yeah. Oh,
so park is the button, right?
That's it.
And then it does its things.
It's set. And you're done. And you just get out.
And then it just shuts itself down.
That's it.